Tonight, Putin preparing for more fighting as he orders the largest military draft in nearly a decade. Putin is calling up 160,000 more Russian citizens to his military. That is the largest conscription in Russia in at least 8 years. And the numbers are really incredible. We just went back and looked at this. Get ready for this. Putin's army has grown from 1 million to 1.5 million people in his military. 1 to 1.5 million. So right now, Putin's army is 50% bigger than the night before he invaded Ukraine. He's added 500,000 more people into his military. This is stunning when you consider how many people are dying a month on his front line. And despite this massive increase, right, largest conscription in 8 years, military 50% bigger than before the war, Trump is taking Putin at his word still that he wants the war to end, which may be part of why Russian TV is now mocking Trump.
We were a great country before America was even discovered as a continent. Not to mention, before America became a nation. Could we imagine, as the New York Times admits, that we would fight America in a war and win? Now we're doing it every day.
Dan Rice is out front now. He is the former special advisor to the commander-in-chief of Ukraine's armed forces. Also, of course, himself spent time in Iraq and now a lot here in Ukraine. Dan, I want to ask you about Putin's draft because the numbers are just so stunning. First, though, I want to begin with something that happened here just in these past hours. A strike in Ukraine this weekend, attacks in restaurants in the city of Dnipro. We're showing images of it now. You were actually there, physically there, and you say it was your closest call that you've had in years. At this point in the war, what happened?
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Aaron. And yeah, it's incredible that every night the Russian terrorists continue to terrorize Ukraine all across the country. I was in Dnipro, which is a beautiful city down south from Kyiv and close to the front lines. And we were attacked by Russian Shaheeds. Those are the Iranian-supplied drones that attack the city and hit all civilian targets. Like, it's ridiculous. These are just terrorists. The Russians hit the several restaurants and a military hospital they were targeting, and it was a pretty massive attack. We were very close.
And this is as there's some sort of a whatever, I don't know how many quotes you can put around the words ceasefire, but this is what's going on just here in these past hours. And in that context, Dan, let me ask you about what we are learning today, that Putin is ordering 160,000 more troops to come into his military. That's an increase from last year in his conscription, and that his military overall is 500,000 more people now than it was in February of 2022 before he invaded Ukraine itself. So what is the state of the Russian military right now?
Yeah, it's incredible, Aaron. I mean, this is Putin is accelerating the buildup of men